Look how cute this outfit is. I'm making my green juice right now, so I got my cucumber, lemon, and green apples. Apparently someone likes a little green apple. I got everything cut up in this big bowl here. It looks so fresh. And now we can throw it in the juicer. So we got our full pitcher here with the cucumber, lemon, and apple. And obviously it's the cucumber that gives it most of the juice. And I don't know what the hype is about celery juice, because personally, I think it tastes awful. I feel like if anything, it's cucumber that should be given the hype. But maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. That's what makes sense to me. Cucumber is just so good. It's mostly water, but yet you're getting more nutrients at the same time. This is pretty good. It's definitely not as sweet as it usually is, which is kind of what I was going for, honestly. If you've watched any of the other vlogs, you know I make a green juice quite often, and I go a bit more in depth in those vlogs on exactly how I make my green juice, because I did it a little different today because I only did my cucumber, lemon, and apple. But this time I just wanted to keep it a bit more cucumbery. It's also kind of giving matcha, but I really don't try to drink caffeine at all. So this is, I guess, my version of a matcha, because this is what I like to have first thing in the morning, and it makes me feel so good. And I feel like we forget how electrically charged fruit is from the sun. It's good for your cells and just making you feel a bit more energized. It's been a minute since I think I gave you an update on all of our plants in the sunroom. We got our monster aloe vera in the corner here. She is gorge. And you can't really see too well right now because it's kind of backlit, but we just got this wind chime from TJ Maxx and it looks so cute in this corner. But it has these cute little birds with these blue and orange beads, and I like how it goes in a spiral. Here are some others down here. This one is getting crazy out of control. She's very healthy. I love the leaf on this one. It's beautiful. We kind of recently got this little palm from Walmart. I love how short and little she is, but she's doing really well. I bet when we move this outside in the summer when it's a bit more humid, it'll definitely grow taller, because it's kind of been staying that same height since we got it. Then we have this cutie down here. This used to be in my room, but then it grew too big for my windowsill, so had to move her in here. We got this crazy thing going on over here. I love this plant down here. I think they call this a lamb's ear because the leaf on it is so fuzzy and soft. I love it. She's so cute. We got this one growing up over here. A smaller little snake plant. Another little cutie here. This crazy thing over here, which I think is part of the aloe vera family. I could be wrong. And in the corner here, we have another snake plant. And on another side table over here, we have some of the Christmas cactuses or Easter cactus. I don't know exactly for sure because some of them do have flowers on them. And we have this little guy, which is also a part of the aloe family. He's cool and spiky. And this little one here did have some pale yellow flowers on it, but they must have fell off. Same with this one, but it is the red color. It's still hanging on to this one right here. And then around to this corner right here, we have our larger snake plant. She is a beaut. And then off to the side on this bench here, we have another cutie. And can't forget about this cutie, of course. And then we moved our peace lily over here. She's looking pretty good right now. If you know anything about peace lilies, they are kind of hard because they need water about every 2 days, I feel like. But it's a good sign when it's got the white flowers on it, because that means she is healthy. There's another Christmas cactus over here that has a little flower on it. Then we have this cool thing, which my mom recently got. But look at the leaf on that, how it coils. I've never seen anything like that. Do you have to be right here in the middle? And then we have this one, which I can't remember the names of most of these, to be honest. And in this room, we have our biggest aloe that we've had to tie up, otherwise it would fall out of the pot. So we got a little stick here with some string, but she is getting out of control. That's one thing with aloe plants, is they will get so big you don't even know how to manage them. So I just put on a little bit of makeup because I think I'm gonna film a hair tutorial using the Bellami Silk Seam textured hair, which I believe is kind of new. I think it recently came out in the end of March or the beginning of April, I want to say. But I'm a little nervous because she looks a little dark. I mean, I might be able to get by with it because of my roots being darker right now. And this was the lightest shade they had. It's called dark brown, ash brown, ombre. So that was my best option. So I'm gonna try and get it to work in my hair because my hair is dirty right now, so I need to go up with it. So I'm thinking I could do a cute hairstyle with these extensions. So I went ahead and changed my outfit, threw some jewelry on, got my little earrings on as well. You already know this is my favorite necklace ever from TJ Maxx. I talk about it quite a lot. So if you are a TJ Maxx shopper and you like charms, definitely try to find this one because it is the cutest. I find that it pairs with a lot of different outfits. Just gives it an extra little something. And then I have on these chunkier gold earrings, which are one of my favorites as well. They're from Walmart and they are so nice and lightweight, and I think they still look really nice for how affordable they were. And I also have on all of my gold rings. I really hope I can make this work. I don't know why I'm stressing myself out about this, but here we go. Okay, so I just finished filming the video, which it didn't take too long. It's 2:46 now, so I finished before 3, which is great. Usually I feel like my videos take way longer, but I was also trying to not put as much pressure on myself with this. Sometimes I always feel like the hair has to be like absolutely perfect or I don't want to show it. So yeah, just kind of went with the flow on this one, but I'm so happy actually with how it turned out. It's totally something I've never really done before, so it was fun to experiment with some extensions like this to switch up the vibe a little bit. I do have fine thin hair, so I'm kind of confined to hairstyles that don't always look the cutest in my opinion, unless I have some extensions to throw in and make it a bit more interesting. So yeah, I kind of think she's a vibe. Let me know what you think, and also watch the tutorial if you want to see exactly how I achieved this. But something about it kind of gives that Victorian era to me, because there's a movie I've seen before, I know, and I can't pinpoint what actress it was, but they kind of wear the updos where even a lot more hair is hanging down in the back, but they do these really tight curls like that. It was definitely more of a timepiece movie, I'm pretty sure, but I feel like this really kind of embodies that vibe a little bit, which I'm very into. And I had to use my curling iron from I&H Hair. It's kind of more of a bubble curling wand like this. As you can see, these are like the curls of my real hair in the front. Definitely gives it more of a tighter curl, but not as tight as these curls here. I probably need to get a curling wand that would curl my own hair a little bit tighter, because then I think it would even blend a bit more. But I feel like for using what I had, this curling iron did work pretty good to blend it together a bit more. And I do have a discount code now with a Bellami Hair, which is so crazy cool to me because I've been using Bellami hair extensions for at least 15 years at this point, so I genuinely love them. And the fact that I can save you some money now too if you want to try out some extensions, I'm just so over the moon about it. I love obviously to promote things that I genuinely do love, and when I can provide you a discount code on it as well, I just think that is so cool. Here's a little 360 view of the hair. It's so fun. Also, how beautiful are these wedge style heels I got from 𝙄𝙉𝙆𝙆 for the month of April. I shot content in these I think 2 days ago, and I really like how they turned out. So if you want to see how I kind of styled them in that photo, you can follow me over on Instagram. But I never really see shoes like this. I don't know if they're just not really a thing anymore, but maybe they are, obviously, because now 𝙄𝙉𝙆𝙆 is selling them. And I've never owned a heel like this before, and I typically don't like it when it wraps around your ankle, but something about these are so magically beautiful on your leg. I feel like these are going to be my go-to spring and summer heel because they're neutral, so you can pair them with a lot of different outfits. So ignore the pants I have on. They're my lounge at home relaxed pajama style pant, but I had to show you how beautiful these heels are. They're so good. I also feel like it's been a minute since I gave you a book update because I'm back in my reading era. So I've read quite a few books since I last talked to you about it, I think. And now I can't even remember at this point which one I was telling you about that I was reading. But I know after that I told you I was reading a book called Things We Never Got Over, which I wasn't too crazy fond of that book, so I actually ended up giving it away. I only keep the books that I would love to read again in the future, this being one of them. I thought this was such a great story. I don't know what took me so long to read this because they made a movie about this and everything, and I feel like the books by Taylor Jenkins Reid have to be good because they get recommended quite often. So the next one I actually want to read is called Malibu Rising, so I need to order that on Amazon, or maybe I'll pop into Barnes & Noble. That's always a vibe too. But if you've watched any of my latest thrift hauls, you know I'm very much into 70s fashion. I just love the whole 70s era. Everything about it had so much charm and character, so this storyline just really did it for me. And even if you're not into the 70s, which is crazy, but it's still a good story nonetheless. And then on my wall over here, which you've probably seen in a few of the backgrounds in my videos, I have this beautiful purse that I was sent from a brand. I'm not 100% sure how you pronounce that, but the quality of this bag is unreal. I love the accents of this silver with the black and the studs on the side. So perfect. And I like how it has a strap to be more of a shoulder bag, which is kind of what I prefer, but also you could wear it more of a crossbody if you wanted to, and then obviously just on the one shoulder too. Something about the crossbody is just always going to feel a little bit more comfortable to wear this way. And it even came with the little duster bag, but it does have some compartments on the inside, which I have to have compartments in my purse, or I feel like everything's all jumbled inside. I also have some accessories hanging here too. This is the belt I found, I want to say it could have been Goodwill. I don't think it was an estate sale. I did find this one at an estate sale. It's more of like a wannabe necklace, but I was thinking more for like a bag charm, but I kind of even just like them as decor, just hanging on something, like this little hook I have here that I found at a thrift store. I love horseshoes, and the star in the middle I thought was so cute. Obviously gives a little bit of a Western feel. One of my favorite things to thrift are accessories, and especially jewelry, because I feel like I find some really fun, unique pieces. And you don't have to get jewelry just for the sole purpose of wearing it. I kind of like to decorate with it throughout my room. I always like to display crosses in my room, so I have these two necklaces just hanging up on this hook. And then another cross necklace I found I thought looked so cute hanging on the side of this picture frame. I also thrifted this gemstone necklace I thought looked so gorgeous hanging up on this hook here. And then this is also one of my favorite necklaces, and I love it in the gold. This is just from H&M that I got last year. And on my lamp here, I also love to hang some different things. I have this body chain style one here, but then I also have another cross necklace there. And in this corner of my room, I thrifted this little heart rack here. I thought she was so precious in the darker wood. And I don't know exactly how I want to style it yet, but I just threw some cross necklaces as well. So I still need to figure out for sure what I want to put on there. And then on the side of my TV, I also have some necklaces hanging here. These are the ones I've thrifted most recently. As you can see, there's still some tags. So as you can tell, I definitely throw jewelry in random spots in my room, but I had these ones here so I wouldn't forget to show you them. So I need to make a separate video of all of the accessories really that I have thrifted. Otherwise this video would be like 2 hours long. So I just ran into town really quick because I forgot I needed to pick up my dry cleaning, which I'm so excited about. I had these 2 coats dry cleaned that I got at a lady's garage sale, and they were both only $1. But they were really nice quality, and I kind of just wanted to have it dry cleaned, you know? But as soon as I get home, I will try them on for you because they were some good finds. So I'm definitely gonna have to try on this leopard one first because it's the one I'm most excited about. And this is the brand on the coat. Can you believe I found this for $1? Well, actually my mom spotted it first and grabbed it for me because she knew I would be obsessed with it. And it has pockets and it has these little snap button closures. Obviously it looks crazy with my current outfit, but $1? You're joking. And you can button it all the way up to the top. It'll be so nice and warm. I love how it's about to be summer and I am getting excited about a fur coat. But now she just feels nice and clean, and it's a cute leopard pattern on it. Because, you know, not all leopard prints are the same. Some are definitely cuter than others. What a vibe. For $1? $1. Wow. The thrift gods were really looking after me with this one. And now this one I liked because it had a vintage feel to it. It's still nice and lightweight. It has some shoulder pads in it, which I love. And she's more of a trench coat kind of vibe, I guess. And this is the tag down here. I've never heard of it. Bill Blass. This is a coat that would really dress up an outfit. Items like this I feel like are good to have for those special occasions, and it just looked a little bit more vintage to me. Like I said, even the collar up here, it's kind of asymmetrical, like a different style. You don't really see it, kind of buttons right here. And then I also like little buttons on the side, and it just kind of has a funky vibe to it because it only has a pocket on this side and then there's no pocket on that side, and it looks hideous, of course, with my outfit on right now, but you get the vision that this would be really cute, maybe even with a dress on underneath and some boots. What a vibe. Again, for $1? $1. So I definitely need to wash my hair tonight, but before I wash my hair, I always like to apply an oil mask before. I found this one on Amazon, and it's a brand that I really like. It's called First Botany. I use their body wash as well as their shampoo. And this is their rosemary mint hair mask. I love the smell of rosemary. I'm always trying to find more non-toxic beauty products, and I'm so happy that I discovered this brand. And then I also like to apply this oil more so on my scalp. I do this one more on the ends of my hair, but this one I just picked up at TJ Maxx or Marshall's, I'm not sure which, but it's the grwm brand. I really started to see a lot of their products at Marshall's and TJ Maxx. And a side note, I also picked up these beauty products from TJ Maxx as well. This is just the organic castor oil. I use this for a lot of different things, but I typically every night like to apply a little bit on my eyelids. It helps with my eyelashes, but also I have really bad eyesight, so apparently using this over time can slightly improve your eyesight, so I'm gonna do whatever I can. So I did pick up a new one of these, but the one I have been using is the Jamaican Black castor oil, and I was so happy to find this body oil at TJ Maxx because it is so hard to find things like this that do not have all the bad gunk in there that I do not want to be putting on my skin. I've never seen this at TJ Maxx, but now I'm going to be on the lookout for this brand called Infinite Beauty. It says it's a honeysuckle scent. Kind of smells a little bit more vanilla-y to me than anything, and it's so pretty even just sitting out in your bathroom. And K18 also sent me over these samples of their leave-in molecular repair hair mask and hair oil, so I want to try these out tonight after I shampoo my hair, and I'll try to give you an update on how I feel like my hair is feeling afterwards. The K18 hair brand is so expensive, but if you can afford it, I would definitely say it's something to splurge on if you're needing a little bit of hair health. And typically when I get out of the shower, I just use these IGK leave-in conditioners, which I feel like work really well too, and doesn't have as much bad stuff as the usual things like this does, you know? So this one I put in is called the Deep Repair Air Dry Styler, and then this one is the Rice Water Plumping and Thickening Mist, but I usually like most IGK products. But I'm gonna go ahead and apply my hair mask and hair oil because I want it to sit in my hair and penetrate really well for at least 3 hours. So I'm just gonna take a little bit in this dropper and run it along the top of my scalp here and a little bit on the back of my crown right here. And then I try to get it on these spots on this side where I don't have as much hair in hopes that it grows a little bit more there. And I'll just kind of work that in with my fingers a little bit. And then I kind of take any excess on my fingers and rub in at the nape of my neck. I try not to go too crazy with this because I do have thin hair and sometimes it doesn't want to shampoo out as well. And then I will also take this hair gua sha and massage that into my scalp as well. Sometimes I kind of wait to do this when it's been sitting on my scalp for a little while, but I don't really know that it matters. But I do feel like this makes a difference because obviously it's increasing blood flow to your head here and promotes just growth even. And I just feel like the scalp is something that's easy to kind of forget about and neglect a little bit. And this really does just kind of feel good too. And this is kind of the consistency of the mask, and I'll just take some on my fingers here like that and just focus it more on this half of my hair and really work that in. And I do bring it up a little bit in this region, but I try not to go too far up on my head. And I kind of like to take my shirt off when I do this, just so I'm not getting oil on anything, or just wear a shirt that you don't really care about that might get oil on it, because sometimes that's kind of hard to get off of your clothes. I also really wanted to oil my hair tonight because I did apply heat to it. Not for very long, but still, because I have blonde hair and it's really thin, it just damages really easy. And so I just feel like this will help me out a little bit by applying this right after. And now I'll just take my scrunchie that I don't really care about if it gets all wonky looking, and I'll just put my hair in more of a slick back bun. So now we are looking slickety rickety and pretty much like I have no hair, but it's fine because we are repairing. Look how little that bun is. There's nothing to her. And I just kind of want it to be up and out of the way like this because I don't want oil getting on anything when I'm like laying in bed or whatever. Otherwise I would typically do more of a braid, but I feel like it would kind of get all over the place. So it's a little bit later now, and before I wash out this hair mask, I went and applied my favorite face mask. I like that she's a cute green color, and I'm not sure how you say the brand on here, so I'll link it down below for you, but it's called their Superfood Marine Clay Mask. And I have a very sensitive skin and am prone to breaking out, and I have never once broke out from applying this on my skin, and I do feel like it really does purify and nourish my skin. Again, it's so hard to find those non-toxic beauty items, and I felt like the ingredients on this one were pretty good. So I let it sit for at least 15 minutes, and then I hop in the shower, wash out the hair mask and the face mask, and I'm just feeling so much better afterwards. And for tonight's sweet treat, I got some dates and I took the pit out and I kind of smashed them down a little bit. I threw some raw almond butter on there that I get from Trader Joe's, which is the best one. And then I sprinkled a few of the 𝙄 chocolate chips on there. So they don't look the most aesthetic, but I promise you they are so yummy. So my hair is just lightly damp now. I'm gonna go ahead and apply these K18 products. Looks like I just pump 3 pumps into my hand and apply it all over. So I'm just warming it up in my hands a little bit. And it definitely has a white cast to it. I'm a little nervous. I'm just gonna lightly run this through my hair. The scent is very nice. It's not overwhelming either, which I love. I feel like 3 pumps was definitely enough for my hair because it's so thin. And over the top of that, I'm going to be using the hair oil, and it says to only use 1 to 3 drops. So I'm thinking I might just try 1 because I definitely, I don't know, is that going to be enough? I definitely don't want my hair feeling weighed down at all. This also smells really nice and fresh. Maybe I should focus it more on the ends here. I probably could have used more than one pump, but I got scared, to be honest. Because I just, you know, freshly washed my hair. I don't want it feeling gross and weighed down already by tomorrow morning. I've definitely fallen victim to applying too much oil into my hair before, where I've even washed it and the next day it's so flat. I'm like, I went overboard on the oil. So now I'm definitely more cautious how much I put in. So I'm gonna go to sleep then and put my heatless curling rod in my hair, and I'll give you an update on what I think of the products in my hair tomorrow. Okay, here is the hair update this morning. I feel like it's kind of giving 70s, which I'm not opposed to, but it is pretty curly right now because I just took out my heatless curler rod, and because I have thin hair, the curl really curls on those versus someone with thicker hair. So I usually like how it's a little bit more flowy up here, but then this falls out later in the day and I think it looks much better. But here is the back view, and my hair feels so nice and soft. It feels incredible. That stuff from K18 was amazing, and my hair doesn't feel weighed down at all. Even though I put like a little bit of oil on it, it feels like super fresh and clean, which I was worried about. I can definitely tell a difference from using those products, I would say, from K18, so I'll definitely keep you updated the more I use it. But I'm going to end off this video here. Thank you so much for watching and being with me here in this moment. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. Now that she's back in the